And good afternoon, LinkedIn. It's nice to be here today with you. And gosh, one of the beauties I love about LinkedIn Live is just the fact that, when I get an idea or I hear about something, I can come right on and broadcast it to you guys. So I love the opportunity to do that. So today, spur of the moment broadcast to talk about the current trade numbers that I'm seeing. Who said retail and importers dead? No way. I have right here the real numbers on U.S. imports from China, June 22nd, June 23rd, arrivals into U.S. ports compared to a year ago. Let me give you the numbers for 2019. I prefer to look at invoice velocity as opposed to containers. Number of invoices issued, June 22nd and June 23rd, 2019, 30,856. Fast forward to 2020, same period, 36,365. We're up. Imports are coming in strong. And I think that the tide will turn here where all of a sudden the ocean vendor does have to put more demand and capacity on in the Trans-Pacific. So we may see a rate dip, right? Because this strength is pretty good. And I don't know if the capacity that's out there now can handle it. We may be seeing a stronger demand, which is really cool. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep reporting those numbers to you. And again, the cadence is really important on invoicing. I can't understate how important that is. The invoicing, really shows, I think, the depth and breadth of the velocity of import growth, right? So we're actually growing in invoice controls, and it's fantastic to see that. Hi, David. It's nice to have you watching. Thanks for your time today. One of the things that I looked at today, I'm had a casual conversation a few weeks ago with controller or assistant controller at Hewlett Packard. Could the tech companies be making so much money that they really ignore some peripheral opportunities for enhancing their treasury? In this age, right, the Nasdaq's hit a strong high for tech companies. Anything you want to buy, or at least until a month ago, monitors, computer equipment, all out of stock. So obviously Dell, Microsoft, and HP doing really well. So my idea here is that there are millions in ocean freight recoveries for these firms, right? There's millions in overcharges in general for these tech firms. So I was looking at something through machine learning and big data that I store, where I can say and pick up the phone call to the head of indirect procurement at HP as an example and say, hey, I have $72,000 for you, or HP, that's the actual number, or Microsoft, I have $55,000, or Dell, I have $48,000. And I mean, these are monies that truly belong to these importers and these tech companies. And again, I don't mean to say that these monies combined are $150,000 are child's play, but they're money that really just should be transferred today, right, back to Microsoft, back to HP, back to Dell. And as far as I know, right, and looking at this secret sauce that I have here, they haven't taken advantage of these monies for ages, right? And so it's money that's that I'm ready to return to them. And what's more, as a gesture of goodwill, I'm willing to return these funds to them at zero cost at all. All it takes is a phone call to me, from HP, Dell, Microsoft, and I'll be glad to share the amounts and the recovery process, and you can have that money free of charge. I don't want a single penny for it. I won't accept a dime for it. But what I will accept is, obviously looking at, enhancing your cash stores and cash treasury going forward. But there's so much out there. There's so much capital laying around that is not being taken advantage of. Hey, Janine, great to see you. That I think that it's the magnitude that everyone needs to look from within. I reported last week on Medtronic and 3M and Georgia Pacific and International Paper and Xerox. Hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s of opportunity. And everyone that talks to me right now tells me that they're in a cash crisis. And I agree. I think that that's one of the things that we need to look at is the Fortune 1000 is in a cash crisis because of coming out of COVID. And so I think that there is, on the order of magnitude, every employee becomes a de facto profit center, even if they're working in an area of indirect spend or indirect procurement. So again, just a shout out that these funds are out there, right? I think that it's probably true that in 80% of the cases, if you're on my radar scope as a consulting, as a recovery audit company, that these funds are just child's play, right, to generate. So I really encourage you all to take a look at the landscape out there in terms of what's truly yours, right? Because it transcends not only sea freight, but obviously air freight, trucking, parcel, and the whole 9 yards, right? I tell all my clients and friends and followers that there's a fine line between an art and a science in procurement, logistics, supply chain, and finance, and internal audit. And when these areas all come together, the opportunities then transcend themselves into making that team, that department much stronger, but more importantly, provide the vendors that these firms work with, such as Microsoft and Dell and HP. You are now in a much stronger mode to benchmark your surroundings in terms of operational issues with regards to the carriers and the disputes and the types of issues that you need to measure and monitor in order to improve and enhance your landed costs. So in summary, today's tale of the tape is really about the terrific numbers we're still seeing on imports. I don't know what everyone else is saying, why it's like doom and gloom, but I know what I'm talking about here, and the numbers are still strong, and the secondary part of the LinkedIn Live show today is, to look at the tech giants and let you know that despite how profitable they are, they can be even more profitable by looking inward at the fact that in my genre, my domain, ocean freight, I would say that the ocean vendors in the last 3 years have left close to $5 billion in their bank accounts that belong back to the beneficial cargo owners. So it's a huge strategic number. And, as a solopreneur, I'm slicing that one at a time. And I think that my new videos and postings are, certainly resonating to help clients urgently act as we go through COVID and post-COVID, because internal audit folks are just looking for every dime they can get, and cost savings and cost cuttings are on the top 3 initiatives, I would bet, at your CFO and at your controller and at your place of business. So please keep that in mind as you look towards opportunities within your domain to save and enhance within the supply chain. So I've spoken for about 10 minutes. I think this is a natural time to break in terms of the broadcast today. And certainly I thank you for the time and energy that you took to view this. And I'll field any questions, stevef@oceanaudit.com, or feel free to leave a comment in my LinkedIn comment box below. So have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. And you watched another episode of OK Boomer Live TV. And I'm Steve Ferrero, your host, CEO of Ocean Audit. Take care.